unfortunately, like we say, like I know that a lot of people just aren't there. They don't want to hear that. It's easier. And I know this because I was that person too. When I was living in my victim season, I call it, where like I was much younger and nobody ever taught me that I could like think differently or any of that. And it was like I just thought life was happening to me and terrible things were happening to me, and I was just this victim to this life I didn't want to be in. And
Hey ladies, pull up a chair. It's about to get real. How are we doing today, Mo?
fabulous. How are you?
Doing not as good as you because your hair
My-
looks absolutely phenomenal with all those curls. And this is the second time I've seen it today.
oh well, thank you.
And
It's
I
all
have
mine.
5 minutes. I'll be right back.
It's all mine. I get asked
It's all mine too.
I get asked if I have extensions in, and I never like look at myself and think that, but I'm surprised at how many times I'll get asked by
Yeah.
women if I have extensions in, and I was like, no, I don't. I never even thought of that.
Yeah. So funny that you mentioned that. When we did our Disney cruise, Kirsten and Talon, like, they found friends, right? And one of their friends came up to me and asked me if my hair color is my natural hair color. And I was like, no, I dyed this black. He's like, it's very exotic. I was like, okay, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard that before,
Yeah.
but yeah. I actually, fun story, I was blonde until second grade. Like
Really?
literally blonde, blonde.
No way.
Yeah, I got pictures. I'll show you.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
insane. Talon Man's blonde.
Really?
Yeah.
Dirty blonde though, right?
Pretty blonde now, lighter when he was younger. But
Yeah.
yeah, pretty blonde now.
My youngest was blonde, blonde. Like
Yeah.
he was blonde, blonde, blonde. Like we were looking because we were both dark hair. We were looking. I'm like, I know I gave birth
Yeah.
to this baby. He did
Right.
not leave my sight. Like I know they didn't swap him, but now he's getting darker.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun, fun. But yeah, so what are we going to talk about today? We just got off an incredible, incredible coaching call together, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
Great questions that came into that. So my mind space is still in that. But what are you vibing today?
No, I like that. I feel like there was a lot of good talk around mindset and just how powerful, like we think you kind of want to like bucket things. People want to bucket things, right? Be like, well, it's just nutrition or it's just this or it's just sleep or it's just this. And like we say all the time, it's holistic. It's everything. And everything starts with your mind. Everything starts with what you believe. Literally,
Yeah.
every choice we make starts with what we believe. So if that's real, then we have to start there. Like
Yeah.
your nutrition can't change, your sleep can't change, your workouts can't change till you change what you believe about all of those things and about yourself. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful. It will literally change your whole life if you can start with your mindset. And unfortunately, like we say, like I just don't I know that a lot of people just aren't there. They don't want to hear that. It's easier. And I know this because I was that person too. When I
Right.
was living in my victim season, I call it, where like I was much younger and nobody ever taught me that I could like think differently or any of that. And it was like I just thought life was happening to me and terrible things were happening to me, and I was just this victim to this life I didn't want to be in, and boohoo poor me, pity party all like every other day, everybody else's fault. And I remember like when I first was introduced to this idea that like no, it's not everybody else's fault, you have some personal responsibility in it too. I didn't want to hear that.
No.
I didn't want to
Right.
hear that at all. But thank God somebody said it to me, and thank God I pondered that and like for whatever reason had the ability to look in the mirror and go like, okay, well, if this is the case, then I can be anywhere I want to be because of the choices I will make moving forward, and those choices are going to come based off of what I think and believe.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I feel like the reason behind it, I've been in those moments myself. Um, it's a lot easier to sit in that than it is to allow ourselves like the curtain to be open on what's possible. You know what I mean? And what's possible is us putting in work to move ourselves forward. But that takes a lot of like getting around like the right conversation, the right mindset changes based on where we put our mindset in. You know what I mean? So like that's where I always love my first pillar of everyone that I have the honor to coach is always going to be mindset because that is the foundation to everything in our life. Because those that believe that they can and those that believe that they can't are both usually right.
Right.
And like when we get that flicker of like, okay, I'm gonna grow through this season up and out of it because I'm getting pulled through something and I can choose to continue to pull myself out or I could stay stuck. That's a us choice, right? So with that, like getting your mindset in like watch me, I'm gonna do this is like a really great, strong place to be. Not easy, but great place to be.
Yeah, along with, I remember thinking about, okay, I don't know, like there's the difference of thinking, like you said, watch me, I'm going to do this. Well, you don't know how long this will take,
Right.
but it's worth doing, right?
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
versus
Do
this,
it
like,
until,
yeah,
period. Until. Do it until.
yeah,
Everyone's until is different.
yeah,
And what's great about the until, Monique, is that when you start moving yourself in that direction of what you truly want in your life, no matter what arena it's in, when you start getting yourself up and out of this stumbling block to move to another stumbling block to hop over that one, we start to then see that there are more goals down the road that we never even would have thought would be possible to chase because we were so blinded by all of our other stumbling blocks. You know what I mean?
girl, yeah. And that partners with do what you can where you are with what you have today
Yeah.
versus like pausing and be like, well, I can't because I'll tell you, like, without getting into like the crazy details of it. And maybe you can think of a story while I'm sharing this one of like where it actually the rubber meets the road type of moment in your own life. And I'm going to share this in the hopes that if there's a single mom listening to this, that she'll be inspired by this story because I'll tell you what, like when I was going through my divorce, I had three small kids. I was a single mom living in a basement. I was working three jobs. I was never seeing my kids. Like I had children and got married because I wanted to be mom. Like I wanted to be the mom that was there and doing the baking and hugging my kids and teaching them things. Like I wanted to be there with them. And so that's what I was prior to my divorce. And so when I was on my own and I didn't have a degree, I didn't have any of this stuff, like I was just hustling. And I remember my circle at that time, family and people were so bitter about my situation, as was I. And this was a season where I was being that victim. And everybody was telling me, like, take him back to court. He owes you, like, because he was paying like peanuts. If I told you what it was in child support each week, you'd die for three kids. Like, it wasn't even enough to buy toilet paper or diapers, let alone. And everybody's like telling me, like, he owes you and like you got to bring him back to, and I'll tell you what, Jamie, the pressure of that was, I could cry. I'll cry. I'm crying now telling you, like, I can feel it again, feeling so defeated because you can't control, like I couldn't control that he wasn't making money to like pay and that it was going to cost me so much money. I remember just feeling so, I can't take him back to court. I can't afford to take him back to court. He's not going to pay me any, like you just felt so stuck and so broken. And I'll never forget, I'm driving one of my kids to school and I was on a mentorship call because thank God an opportunity to come across my lap to try to do something different. And I was listening to this mentor of mine and I actually just became very vulnerable with this person and I was crying and I'm like like I can't afford this. I can't do this because of this and I was telling him every excuse. And I was like, you don't understand. You're not a single mom and my life is so hard. Blah blah blah, blah and all this stuff. I'm telling you I'm broke. And this person had the audacity to tell me, Monique, what if you put your nose to the grind and you served and helped enough people that it made you enough money that you never had to worry about child support again and you could raise your kids and give whatever, if any, child support back to your ex when they're 18 and be like, I did it without you.
Empowering right
Jamie,
there.
that was the first time anybody had ever put that like thought in my head that that was even an option.
Right.
And I remember like stopping sobbing and being like, wait, what?
Right.
And also being a little bit mad, a little bit chat, like where I'm like, wait, what? Like that can't happen. And also like, how dare you to even like make me want to dream that way? And like all the things, right? Like so many thoughts. And then I was like, wait, really? And he was like, yeah, and I can help you. And I believe you could actually do it. But you're going to have to take personal responsibility. You're going to have to understand that all of this stuff that happened in your world isn't just because of this person, or you didn't have whatever. Like you're going to have to own all of where you're at. And you're going to have to do what you can with what you have, where you are consistently to get to where you want to be. And I'll tell you what, my whole life changed after that.
Yeah.
And we were able to do it. Like it, I just, because of that, that rubber meets the road moment in my life where it was like that saying, that quote, that idea became so real to me. And it shifted me out of literally just that day, shifting me out of, oh, poor me to, oh, wait, let's go. Like, and you can take that from your nutrition, from your workouts, from your career, for your marriage, your whatever, your chill. Like it's that idea that you have to have that shake up moment and
Right.
say like, well, what if and why not? And it's choices, and those choices are rooted in a belief. And for me in that moment, it was either I was going to believe that I was forever a victim to my ex and that story and this hard life and all of the struggle and all the things I can't do, or I was going to choose to believe like that there was a possibility I could do this, and there was a possibility that there were opportunities to allow me to do that, and there was a possibility that this could really be my story, and that I was going to chase that. I didn't know how long it was going to take, but I was going to chase that. And that's where you have to make that decision and choose to believe every day, like, no, I'm going to choose that this is going to be my story.
Right. No, that's so powerful. And having like that brings me into a mindset of having people in your life, like I always tell people that I'm going to be the coach that tells you what you need to hear, not the coach that tells you what you want to hear. Because the want to hear is the let me feel good in that moment that we know isn't going to help us get up and out of our own way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the hard truths. Sometimes we have to be pissed off, Monique, in order to make a change. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean we stay pissed off. It is the fire that ignites the change. The knowing, like we talk a lot about the knowing what you want now versus what you want most.
Yep.
And what you want most should always trump what you want now.
Yep.
But that takes waking up, putting your mindset at the forefront of your day and putting your yes first towards the things that are going to move you up and out of your circumstances. Like,
I
I
love
think a
that.
lot of people don't realize too, because I know I was there, we have more control over the controllables than we actually give ourselves credit for. And I think it boils down to a belief thing.
What does that look like for you when you say like waking up and putting it first? Like, do you have actual, like maybe some actionable items that if there's a listener on today that is like, I don't even know where to begin, or like, how do I do that? Or what, like,
Yeah.
what does that look like for you in the morning when you get up? Is that, or is it a nighttime thing, or is it just like a mental thing that you're so good at now you don't do anything? Do you journal? Do you read? Like, what is your,
No, I love that question because I do believe that you need to wake up and you need to figure out what is gonna fill my cup first. And just because you figure out what is going to fill your cup first does not mean that you will not get distracted in it. Like you could be rock solid in it for so long, and then you can slip into old habits that are going to pour over into the cup isn't filled so much today because I didn't show up in the things that I know will move me forward. So
Mhm.
for me personally, like diving into my mindset, like I have a quiet time. I wake up every day at 5:45 in the morning. Um, Matt gets ready, he leaves for work, and then I have my quiet coffee time with my Frenchie Fry, which is my little French bulldog. So he lays on my lap, and I'm usually will reading a book that's going to grow my mindset, grow my passion. I love to learn through things through health and things that can really help me be a better me so that I can be better for others, my family, and then those that we have the honor to coach. So like I try to pour into something that will grow me that day. But I will tell you, I get caught sometimes on my phone scrolling TikTok, and before you know it, an hour has passed.
Mm.
And what did I learn? Like a new trend, which is super fun.
Yeah.
But I think like being very hyper focused on finding the things that lift you up, getting yourself around the people that will fan the flames of impact in your life because they truly give a damn is very important. The people that will check you when they notice that you're a little off from where your path was. Matt will know, like, if I'm not hitting my workouts, if I am not reading my books, like things like that, like it shows up in your day. So, like, what you put in is what you put out.
So true.
But I'm not a morning workout girl. Like I'm an afternoon earliest, probably be like a 9, 10 a.m. But
Yeah.
I've found myself leaving my house now to drive to go work out. But yeah, my morning routine definitely, I like to have a good focused hour. And then two, like I caught myself today realizing, man, getting home from vacation, I've been scrolling it up. That is I'm like, no wonder I feel off. So yeah, I think having the things that you know that will pour into your day, that will set you on a good path. Because if you get into something that is going to light you up, and then you have a conversation with somebody, or you're getting ready to go to work or whatever, like you show up in that moment different and better than if you were waking up and like rushing to get out of the house and not having your nutrition, like, and now you're starving. Now that pours into other choices of maybe I'm running through a drive-through,
Yeah.
things that are not going to put me on the best path for my nutrition, for my health. So I think like having your staples is very important.
Yeah.
Long-winded answer, but
No, it's good. It's so good.
yeah. And two, even food, timing of food. Like I eat around the same times every day. My body will tell me, like, hey, you feel off. So these are like all warning signals within like your
Mm-hmm.
body. They have no way to communicate with you other than like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So being in tune with that is important.
Mm-hmm. So good.
But yeah, I love that you shared that because it's not easy to stay in that mindset because it doesn't feel good, but it's what we know. And if it's what we know and it's our reality, like that becomes like I'm gonna normalize that reality. But when you have somebody that opens up a window
Mm-hmm.
and then challenges you to be like, hey, you can jump through that window,
Mm-hmm.
then we have that decision to be like, okay, do we want to do that? Or
Mm-hmm.
do we want to stay where we're at, even though where we're at isn't lifting us up in our life?
Right. And
So
then you're faced with the next decision though, right? Because then you like you said, you want to defend where you're at, right? Like because you're like, wait a second. But then if you do make that decision, like I did, what I also recognized was differentiating because we're constantly bombarded with noise. Like whether you're scrolling the internet or your family's got an opinion about your life or your friends have an opinion about your life, like you're constantly bombarded with noise and being able to filter, like when I did make that decision, I was like, okay, I am going to do this. I had some family that was like, why don't you just go back to school? What are you doing? Why are you going to pursue this? Blah, 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 blah. And I had to look at the voices and go, okay, this voice has what I don't want. This voice has what I do want. Like
right.
I have to make a decision and take the counsel from the person who has what I want in this area, particular area, right? Like whether it's finances or their health, they have the health that you want, like whatever it is, like
Yeah.
making sure that you're filtering those voices well, because I think we're also used to like so much noise that we're like all over and scrambled, or we feel like, oh, well, broke Uncle Bob said that, this is a dumb idea, so I'm not going to do it. Well, do you want to be broke too? Or do you, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that has a lot to do with more of the belief factor. I mean, if you put it down to the root of it, it's the belief of one, do I believe that it's possible? If I believe that it's possible, I'm going to lean into it a little bit more. If I don't believe that it is possible, I'm going to allow outside factors to cipher that belief down even more.
Mm-hmm.
And two, if we are looking at outside counsel or outside opinions, and we allow those opinions to get in our way of what could be a better path, that is a self check that we need to have within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many people that will be held back from the things that they want to pursue, the goals, the dreams, the big mountaintops, because they are so worried about what so and so on the internet's going to say,
Yep.
or what our
Yep.
our parents are going to say, or what, our friend from high school that we haven't seen in 20 years is going to say.
Yep.
Our broke Uncle Bob, like what they're going to
Yep.
say. Like if we give our hopes, our dreams, our passions, our roots, everything that we like, really take a step back and honestly want in our life without limitations, and we take a moment to actually think about that, because people, they walk through the Groundhog's Day. We've all
Yep.
done it. But when we take that step back and we really think about what is it, like if I were to snap my finger right now, no limitations in anything, what is it that I would be doing? How would
Yep.
my life look? How would I lead my day?
Yep.
Where would I live? Like, how would I vacation? How would I show up in conversations with other people? Like, what would I be wearing? Like all of these things play in a factor of, are we going to allow somebody else's opinion to get in the way of? Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is the opinion that we tell ourselves, and that's the opinion that we have sacred within our four walls. The people
Right.
that we love, our family. You know what I mean? Like having that stay in your four walls, but then obviously I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We have two amazing kids. So like I want to be the best version of myself, not only for me, but probably more importantly for them. Because I want to show up in life in the best possible way because of them. You know what I
Right.
mean? But if we get too many
Yeah.
outside voices in, like we don't need a bunch of, what do they call it? Like there's too many chiefs in the house.
Yeah.
Like,
Enough Indians. Yeah.
yeah, not enough Indians. I don't know.
I love that. And I think so practically for our listener, like, I think my question would be like, what if you actually believed that right now, starting today, whatever thing that you like have tried and failed or wanted and haven't achieved yet or thought of maybe way back when but put in a box because dreams don't really come true for you or whatever it is, like what change you've been wanting but like haven't gotten to yet for whatever reason, like what if you believe today, just starting today, that you could just choose to be the girl that has that? Like what if you believed that you could actually say, look at said goal, said thing, what does that version of me look like? Like the girl that has that, the girl that has that fitness goal, the girl that has that financial goal, the girl that has that marriage, the girl, like what does she look like? How does she operate throughout the day? So going back, what does her morning routine look like? What does she need to do in order to be this girl? What choices does she make all day long in order to be this girl? And what if you decided like I could just do that right now? I could just start being that girl right now by doing those things. And I would challenge you today to kind of sit back and say like, okay, let me take one thing, one goal, one idea, one thought, and like deconstruct it and rewrite it and write out those actions that this best version of me would take.
Right.
And for the rest of the day, I'm going to just kind of play with becoming that. So like what does your new morning routine look like? What are you going to, when are you going to wake up? When does that girl wake up? What does she do when she wakes up? And like you're saying, those things that you do when you wake up, and why does she do them? And how does it make her
Why?
feel? And then how does she start her day? And how is she feeling when she starts her day? And writing that all out, what's that new routine going to be for you? And then setting those intentions and
Yeah.
being that girl. And then finding somebody that will hold you accountable, you know?
Right.
Because I really do think your circle matters. Like I said, like we've talked about, you're going to have those naysayers. You're going to have people that don't want to be left behind. You know,
Right.
you're moving forward in life. There's definitely people that like you did things with that they're like, oh my gosh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to eat this anymore, or you're not going to go here anymore. Like, you're lame. They don't really think you're lame. They love you to pieces. They just don't want to feel lame on their own. Like they don't want to be left behind,
Right.
right? Like they're
Right.
not ready to level up. So we can't get mad at them, but also realizing like you have to love and honor yourself enough that if you're in a season where you want to grow and you want to change
Right.
and actually want to achieve those things, like that you still need to honor that for yourself.
Right. And have that around like boundaries, which I think we can put a nice pin in and maybe have another chat about that. But like that brings me to the point of thinking about, well, if we had people in our lives that are pressing us on our choices, like, oh, well, like, why are you're not going to eat this pizza, or you're not going to do this, you're not going to have a drink, like, and they're giving you crap about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take a step, like, have you told them? Have you
Mm-hmm.
told them why what you are doing is so, so important to why you are doing it? Because
Right.
a lot of times people don't necessarily understand the grind that you're walking through because you haven't shared it. And
Right.
that doesn't mean that we have to share it with everybody, because
Right.
you have to protect your grind. You have to
Yep.
protect your belief, because at the point of the starting line, like if you were to take yourself back to your day one of whatever path we're chasing, your belief on your day one versus day now,
Right.
it's miles apart, miles
Right.
apart. So you have to be very protective with what you're chasing. But if you hold it within yourself, we subconsciously allow ourselves an out because we don't have that circle to hold
Yeah.
accountability. You know what I'm saying? So no,
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, knowing like stand tall in what you want
Yeah.
and go after it with an until mentality
Yeah.
and chase it.
Yeah. Just be that girl. Be her
Yeah.
today. Like right now, you're listening to this, go write it all out. Like, what's the thing? And
Yeah.
um, yeah, just little small actions where you are with what you have and do it today. Like, don't wait. We're not promised tomorrow. So
Yes.
start living it out today and taking those small steps today. And maybe it's posturing your attitude. Maybe it's just working on your belief today and actually believing the dream can happen for you, or this thing that everybody else has told you is impossible for you, or you're just whatever. Like, maybe it's just working on the fact of having to believe that dream is actually possible, you know?
Yeah. I was just trying to open my phone because I had a really great like quote that popped up, and I don't know who it was from. And I don't even know if I'm going to get it correct, but it said something along the lines like the moment you realize life is short, you start living.
So true.
And I'm like, ooh,
True.
it's so good.
True.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that, because I feel like a lot of women can take your your walk of your truth and they can output it into what they're walking through too. You know what I mean? And like you don't have to stay stuck.
Yeah.
And you're such an inspiration when it comes to what you can do with what you have.
Yeah. You just got to take it a step at a time, a day at a time, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's belief. It's definitely that belief and circling up with people. I cannot say nobody does anything great alone. It's such a false thing to think like, oh, they got to the top alone. Like, no, like they had at least one person there believing alongside of them. Like, you have to lean into that with other people. And so finding that circle of people, that's why I love, the ladies room in our community, and having the circle we have, because you have to lean into those, because you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to need that person that's behind that's like, remember you said, and remember your why, and remember, in faith. I just think that nobody gets anywhere great alone.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, and we can close this one with this thought. I always say good women need good women in their life. It's a foundational core of what we have built. But looking at where you're at now, if you were to look back at yourself back then, the Monique today, what would you say to her? Prior to having that conversation with who told you some raw truth.
Yeah,
while
I
doing
mean,
it? What would you say?
I think I would probably want to be that person that told the raw truth, where you just have that moment where you're like, um, I'm a big believer in the Bible, and the Bible says, like, weep with those that are weeping, laugh with those that are laughing. Like, there's a season for that. So I think I would want to weep with that girl because I understand like, that, there are very real hard things, but also, like you said, not being the person that stays there in the muck, in the sadness, but the one that fans the flame of there's more to this story. Your story's not done yet, and your story doesn't have to go down this path. Like, you can start a new chapter, you can write a new chapter, you can make different choices. Like, I think one of the biggest things was being a victim to my circumstance, and using that as my identity. And your circumstance isn't your identity. Like, that's not it. And so I think I would want to be that girl that just says to her the same thing that mentor said to me, like, you are where you are because of the choices that you've made. And once you can own that, like, as sucky as that was for me, like, I was in a really bad place when that was said to me, like, really bad place. Not something you want to be like, oh yeah, me, I did that. Like,
Yeah, right.
but once you hear that and you can actually own it, that's where the power comes, because then you can literally look back after you want to spit in the person's face, and you can say, then I will be anywhere I want to be because of the choices I will make going forward. And that's power.
And you're worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your teary eyes.
I'm crying.
I'm sorry. But I think it's important, not everybody always asks these type of hard questions. Not everyone has these hard truths that they share. And two, knowing that you're talking to someone that is in your corner and not in your circle is a big difference when it comes to how you receive what they are saying.
Totally.
Because if we're saying something with the right heart, with a solution behind it, a belief builder behind it, then that is going to be taken in a different light than let me share something with you that is going to be that, like, maybe unintentional and sometimes intentional, but that crab in the mentality bucket. Let me just pull that person right back down in the muck
Right.
because the muck is normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't like a list of like, oh, you suck because this, and this, and look at the mess it was like you already know. Like, you already know you're not where you
Oh,
want to be. You already know, like, all that, It's
yeah,
more of just taking that ownership, because then when you take that ownership, you can own all the rest of your steps.
right. No,
So, and
so
I
good.
think that's where, yeah, a lot of people, it could be the one thing they're missing, because your one thing right there about your circumstance and your situation you're believing is because of your genetics, or because of your family history, or because of you're believing it's because of all this other stuff, you know
Right, right.
and when you can let go of blaming all this other stuff and
Yeah,
own your
right.
own part in it, then
You got to be your own active participant in your own rescue
yeah,
and pay attention to people that are throwing life jackets and life
you can't control
rafts
all
to
this
you.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't control the stuff that happens to you. I can't control what family I'm born into, or how I was raised, or all that kind of stuff. Like, you can't. So you
yeah,
can sit there and dwell on that, or you can go like, okay, well, that happened, so now what? Like,
right. Exactly.
move
Yeah.
forward. So,
So let's challenge the ladies that are listening. We all have muck in our life.
mhm.
Always. There's always going to be curveballs that are thrown, no matter if we are in the muck, got out of the muck, ready to jump into new muck, like whatever it is. What is the one thing that is at the top of the list that you're like, man, if I could remove that off of my table, what is that thing? And take some ownership around it and why that thing is creating the muck in our life. And what are the things that we can do in simple tasks to move us up and out of it? Is it a conversation with someone that can pour belief over you? The people that are going to believe in you before you long believe in yourself. And that's important to have those types of people. Is it
Mhm.
a community that you need to get plugged into, that even if you are just a fly on the wall, that
Yep.
maybe you can read something that is going to add some positivity to your day that hopefully you can grab a hold of, and then you can make it shine brighter
Yeah.
in your actions, in your choices, and getting yourself around that can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, what are the things that I'm pouring my time and energy in? Is it, am I watching the news? Is
Mm,
that a time suck? Is that a energy suck? Is that a negativity space that I know I don't feel very good after I turn it off? Like
yep.
maybe we need to listen to Kendrick Lamar a little bit more and be like, turn the TV off. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Yeah.
So with that, like, what are the habits that we have in our day? What, and if you draw a line of all of your habits, there's always going to be a below the line, which isn't making us feel good, getting us closer to the muck. And then there's going to be above the line that's
Yeah.
helping us pull ourselves through. So having that personal ownership of like that mirror moment, I think is important. So I'm going to press myself to do that today. I'm gonna press you to do that, Monique, and whoever presses play, you're in it too. So there
Oh,
you
God.
go. But no, I
So
appreciate you for
good.
sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. All right, well, until next time, stay, what do we say? I don't know. You close us out.
Until next time, stay happy, healthy, and fabulous.
Yeah.
Um,
Go curl your hair.
Go curl your hair and put on that lipstick and that cute outfit and use the fancy cup. Look at this is my cup
Oh,
diaper.
I love
It's
There's mine.
fun.
That's just
Fun.
plain
It's
black, my favorite color. This is my exotic cup to
there.
match my exotic hair.
There it is. Today is a gift.
It
So I
is.
hope you enjoy it.
I love
Thank
that.
you for tuning in.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Mo. Bye, girls.
Love you. Bye.